This lesson is on using the div tag. Now, I'm starting here in code, HTML code specifically. In this lesson, I'm not going to show you any PHP, because this isn't just a PHP class. We're going to use PHP and MySQL, but we're going to build a small web application, this real estate application that we began in assignment 1. We're going to follow that through. So I need you to get comfortable with using divisions, which are controlled by the div tag. Divisions are a way to section your web page into rectangles that you can control very precisely using CSS code or style code. Now, you've already seen in earlier lessons that I specify a CSS file up in this style sheet area. I say it's in this CSS directory, and in this case I have a file basic2.css that's holding my basic style information. So right now, without doing anything else, I have two divisions defined, div here, and I gave it an ID of fruits. And I have a division over here, div, with an ID of your age. Those are just names that I made up. IDs are like names. You just make them up, make it be something that makes sense to you. Fruits and your age are going to come in handy in the next lesson, so I'm just going to start with that. I don't have anything else in there. A div tag and an enddiv tag by itself don't do anything. They just sit there. There's no code in it. We shouldn't see anything. So since we have this style, though, I believe we have the background color. So let me run this in the browser. There it is. Just kind of a yellow gold mustard background color. Nothing. I'm going to close that. We'll go back to the code. Now, normally you're going to put all of your style information in a referred to CSS file. But just for now, I'm going to put a beginning style and an ending style tag in this file so I can effect changes and run them really quickly so you can see the effects. Now, I have here a little cheat sheet where I have some code, and I'm going to pull in this bit of code. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to bring it over to the other file, and I'm going to paste it into the style area. And now I'm going to move it over just a little bit to have it indented. The # fruits is a shortcut that says look for the division with the ID of fruits. So we go down here, it says ID fruits. So that's the name. We have it there. Life is good. So this styling that I specified between the beginning and ending curly brace is all going to refer to that division. All right. A couple of real key styles that you need to know to define a rectangle and place it on the window are listed here. Position. And the way you specify a style is you use a colon, not an equals, and you don't put single quotes around the values of these attributes. Position absolute. So everything that comes after that, when I refer to start 10 pixels down from the screen, when I refer to that, it means from the screen itself or from the browser window itself. There are other kinds of positioning, like relative positioning, but that gets more complex, and I'm going to try to keep most of the style in this class relatively simple to just give you the control you need without trying to overwhelm you and turn you into a styling expert. All right, absolutely, we're going to position this. You need 4 things to make a block. You need to know where it is from the top of the page. In this case, it's 10 pixels. That's PX is short for pixels. Down from the top of the page. It is 10 pixels to the left of the page. And now the width of the box is 350 pixels and the height is 400 pixels. There's all kinds of other options you can do to play with this, but let's just be concrete and clear. So I've got a box 350 pixels by 400 pixels high, and I'm going to place it 10 pixels from the top, 10 pixels from the left of the window. Now, I put in here padding. This will come in handy when I add controls inside of the box, and I'll try to show you that briefly. The only other thing you have here is background color. Not too hard to understand what a background color is. You've seen a background color for the window. In fact, let's go to the style sheet we're using. We have it here. Background color is this lovely little number here that gave us sort of the yellow mustard color in the back. So we have a different color here. We've got an E6, E6 FA. So let's try it out and see what that looks like now that we've copied it into here. So I'm going to run this. I'm actually not really running anything. I'm going to open it in the browser. See what we see. Well, that's interesting. So here's a box, 350 wide, 400 high, and it's about 10 pixels down from the top, 10 to the right. Still nothing in it, right? Well, if I want to see something in it, I need to put something in it, and that's done down here in the division. So we got to see the division by just making the background color a different color. That helped us see what's going on. So let's put in a paragraph. Hi there. That's a friendly paragraph, wouldn't you say? I'll save it, run it. All right, so we have hi there. See how the hi doesn't start flush to the edge of the box? It would have if I didn't specify that padding attribute that you saw earlier. Let me bring you back to that. Here, padding, 10 pixels. That made it so things padded from the top, the bottom, the right, the left, all sides it's padded. You can control padding just to the left or just to the right or top or bottom. All of that is doable in styles. But again, I want to keep this relatively simple. If you want to become a style expert, you want to go get a good book on that and take another class in styles. But this one's just going to give you enough to be able to use divisions, to use what they call the box model. Allows us to place these rectangles around the page. You get a little bit more going on. All right, I want to show you that other division. I'm going to go back to my cheat sheet, and I'm going to grab this code here that relates to your age. That was the other division, and so I just put this in between the two style tags. Let's move the curly brace back where it's indented properly. Let's look at your age. Okay, absolute. That's good. Starts the same as the other one. But left, that starts 400 pixels from the left. Why did I pick that? Well, this one is 350 wide, starting from the window left. So that's already 360 pixels taken up from the left side of the page. So I decided to start this one another 40 pixels to the right of that box. I made the width the same, didn't have to, but I just chose to, and the height the same. Padding is the same, the background color is the same. Let's go ahead and I'll put there just a little bit more code in there. Put another paragraph. How are you? Save it. Let's run this. There you go. 2 boxes. Hi there. How are you? 60 pixels apart, I believe. And you can see that this is padded into its own place as well. So go back and see the code. So there it is. This is what does it. Now, again, in the real world, we'll take this code out and we'll move it into another CSS file and put it that way and not leave it in the page. I find it sometimes useful when I'm just starting out to develop a web page to put the styles in between the style tags, just to kind of get a feel for what's going on. And then when I'm comfortable that things are the way I want them, I take this code out and put it in its proper place in a .css file. That ends our lesson on using the div tag.